Hey. So, I'm not sure if you can see me, but welcome to the world of songwriting here. I got my, got a bunch of picks strewn about the place, and my notebook to, jot down notes about the song as I'm going along, maybe lyrics, maybe I'm jotting down what's it called? Configurations for maybe I'm just like, jotting down what pickup sounds best for the song and what pedals to use during which parts, things like that. But I've got a song called Doom, and the basic theme is doom. Something is coming to an end, whether that be death or some part of life or something like that. So I just been kind of playing with ideas. So here is in no way meant to be a good sounding song, but this is just an idea floating around my head that I'm going to turn into something that will end up sounding good. Obviously I can't overdub on top of myself, so I'm just going to play each of the parts that I've conceived in my head kind of like one after the other in the order that sort of makes sense for it. And so for this one, the pedals I'm using most are my Boss DS1, MXR Submachine, the Boss DS1, MXR Submachine, MXR Blue Box, and my Holy Grail delay is on basically all the time, anytime I record. I might throw in a little bit of Neo Mistress flange, but I'm not sure about that yet. So this is the basic idea behind Doom. It starts slow and kind of builds up. I don't know. Hopefully the emotion gets across and you can kind of see where I'm going with it. The final product will be obviously more polished, put together, arranged better, but these are the parts that I have in my head currently, besides any sort of beats or anything like that. So here we go. First, let's see if I'm in tune. Okay, so it kind of starts like. that's pretty much it. Obviously I flubbed many lines. I was not playing in time half the time. Some of those verses and choruses and different parts of the song were not exactly, in time or didn't make any. There was obvious mistakes in there, right? But what I'm trying to get across is that that's part of the songwriting process. So when I write a song, the first thing I do is I sort of get into a groove. So once I find like a chord progression, no matter how simple, and you might have noticed a lot of that was just simple power chords, right? So once I get into a progression, I just repeat it over and over again until it becomes very fluid in my mind. And fluid in my fingers, right? And so I play it over and over. And then once I start hitting my stride and my playing becomes very fluid, immediately I get out some sort of recorder. I use the Music Memos app that you can get on the App Store for Apple. You could use any voice recording app, that works. In any case, first thing I do is I pull that out and I immediately play the song exactly as I had been while I was in the flow, right away. That way it's fresh in my mind and I can play it pretty much exactly how I've been playing it for the past 15 minutes or however long it was. So that's what I did. So I do have a recording of this song that is way better than what I just recorded on video. The time between me recording it on to recording the audio version and me recording this video is somewhere in the area of about 10 minutes or so. So in that time, I've kind of switched gears in my mind several times. I've thought of different time signatures, and sort of started playing the song a different way. So that's why it was really important that as soon as I found a way that I really liked the song, that I recorded it. That way I can go ahead and look back at the recording or listen back to the recording and see how did I play that and then recreate that. And you might also notice that I was playing, very simple chords. It was just power chords. It was just kind of like, stuff like that. That's okay. The basic idea was to just lay down a track, and the final version may use just power chords, or the final version may use more than that. I was just looking into, little fills and stuff that I could do when I record the song and do overdubbing, stuff like shit, I forgot about it. Something like that. Little fills I could do when I'm overdubbing. Obviously, this is going to be, right now I'm a one-man band, so I'm going to do a lot of overdubbing. So I'm thinking of other guitar parts. So the main, what I call the backbone track, is very simple, and then there's going to be, at least one or two other tracks on top of it that add a little more complexity to the sound. And as the song goes along, the song gets more complex. But in general, I just wanted to make a quick video on how do I write a song. I sit down. I'd been sitting here for the past maybe hour, just kind of really just diddling, right? Just kind of playing the most horrid sounds ever. My fiance's out there; she's probably pissed at me. Just playing sound just like. Turning effects pedals on and off, just kind of doing stupid stuff. And then suddenly I thought of the theme of Doom, which was basically kind of a countdown, right? We have a countdown. So I thought, okay, well, I need a chord progression that just, counts down to an endpoint. And so I thought, well, what better chord progression than, A through E, So I just kind of went from... it goes deeper and deeper. It has that kind of dramatic, doom sort of feel to it. And so I thought it was perfect for this particular song. Simple. It's a very simple little riff, but it gets the job done. It gets the sort of idea of a countdown in your head, even if you don't realize it. It comes at regular intervals. Like there's something coming at the end. You can expect it. And it also has that sort of gloomy sound. And when you mix that in with, an effect like the submachine, it makes it even better. That's why effects are amazing. So after my, 45 minutes to 1 hour of diddling around on the guitar, I came across that. And then I thought, man, that is way too easy and complex. And so I just took this power chord here, this F. And I just added a simple note to it. And I turned the simple F power chord, I went from... And then I turned it into, I don't know what this shape is, but I just put my 2 fingers on the 3rd fret here, right? On the low E and A string here. So it went from F power chord to my ring finger and pinky finger being on the 3rd fret of the E and A string. And then it goes to an E minor chord. And I didn't let all the rings, all the strings ring out on that. Just the first 3. And I just kind of worked it from there, and just made some progressions. And they were all very similar, but slightly different. And then from there, I worked on some bass lines. I used the blue box, right, which is a really glitchy, cool effect. And so I decided, if I don't have a bass, I don't want to do like a synth bass, or a simulated amp. So I thought, okay, so let's use the blue box. So if I use the blue box, what I could do is something like... play with the blue box to kind of get a bass riff to make it sound even more gloomy and stuff. And now I just have to make a decision on, when certain parts come in. I want to do it in such a way where it starts off very clean. The song will start off very clean, just like I have it now. And then it'll get kind of dirtier, with a little bit of distortion, a little bit of grime. And then finally end up with this, totally dark and heavy. Sort of effect. So yeah, that was my my process for writing that song. And obviously it is a work in progress. You got to write lyrics, got to arrange it and everything. And remember, everyone is a songwriter. If you can sing a melody, if you could just put some words to music and just sing out loud, you've just written a song. It may not be good, or it may be good, but everyone's a songwriter. Everyone can do it, just like everyone can paint. Just don't expect to be famous for it. If it's something you love, go out and do it. Anyway, this is Felix, signing off. See how the hell I turn this off now.